On this video, we're going to be finding the slope, which is your m variable, and the y-intercept b on a graph. So you want to keep these variables in mind. Y-intercept is the b value, and slope is the m. You've seen the slope before. So y-intercept, what is y-intercept? It is where the line crosses through the y-axis. So if we look at the graph, your y-axis is right here. And if you look at the line, here's the line. Where does that line cross through the y-axis? It crosses right at that spot right there. Well, where is that spot? That looks like it crosses at the 8 on the y-axis. So what is the y-intercept be? It's 8. And sometimes you might see it written as an ordered pair, and if it is written as an ordered pair, you're going 0 on your x, so it would be 0, 8. Okay, but this is good enough for now. Now we're going to look at the slope. Well, if we look up here at the slope, they do it as the rise over run, and I purposely spelt rise with a y, so you can maybe remember that y is in the numerator. And if you remember from the other video, for slope, we did delta y over delta x, and that was your m value. So we're going to choose 2 good points on the graph, on the line. We could go ahead and use that y-intercept point because it is a good point. And if we go through the line, find another, try to pick points that are close. Like I can pick this one and the one all the way down on the left, but then that means I have to count a lot more. So I'm going to try to pick 2 points that are fairly close to each other. So I've got one, and I will use that one. Okay, so now to find your slope, you're going to start at the left point, and from the left point you're going to rise first. So to get to the other point, if I rise, I went up 1, that would mean it's a positive 1. So when I write my slope, it's going to be 1 over, and then I'm going to run 1, 2, 3 to the right, so that's plus 3. And so my slope is 1/3. That can't be simplified, so 1/3 is my m, and I'm finished. Okay, so if you notice, I did make some notes of what I did to find my slope. You first want to choose 2 good points on the line. Start at the left point and rise. And if you're rising, if you're going up, it's going to be a positive number. If you end up going down, which sometimes you might for your rise, it will be a negative number to get in line with the second point. Continuing from that spot, you're going to run. So you're going to go left or right. And if you move to the left, that would be a negative number. If you move to the right, that would be a positive number to land on the second point. Okay, when you rise over run, it will form a right triangle when you draw on the graph. It's not necessary to draw the right triangle, but just know that that's what it should be forming. On to my next example. Again, I need to find the y-intercept. And so my y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that so it's easier for me to see. Then when I look at the line, it crosses right there, and that y-intercept, or that b, is equal to -2. And again, if I wrote it as an ordered pair, it would be 0, -2. All right, so now to find the slope, I'm going to choose 2 good points on my graph. Let me put ones that are clearer than on top of that y-intercept. So I'll pick that point right there, and I'm going to pick this point right here. It does not matter which 2 points you pick. In the end, once you set up your fraction and simplify it, it's going to equal the same slope. All right, starting at the left point, I'm going to rise. So I said rise is up or down. So this time to get to the second point, I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and down was -4. And then I'm going to run to the right one, so that's going to be a positive 1. Putting it together, my rise is -4 over +1 it's simplified, so my slope is -1, or if I want to write it as just -4. So a reminder on what you're doing on this assignment, the y-intercept, where the line crosses the y-axis. So look at the y-axis where the line crosses through it. And then to find your slope, just follow these directions. Hopefully you jot that down on a piece of paper for yourself, and you will find your slope. So just make sure you remember, if you're moving up, it's positive. If you're moving down when you rise, it's negative. If you're moving to the left, it's negative. If you're moving to the right, it's positive. If you mix up your numbers and you do the run over the rise, that's going to give you an answer choice that will be there. So just remember, rise over run. Good luck with your work. Let me know if you have any questions.